Right, right. Who cares about mushrooms right now, right? Glory sighed. Let me go tell her. Glory, there's no time, and she's sleeping. Let's just get there and back again, P21 said impatiently. I wondered who was tapping his hoof. Right. Okay. Please, keep her safe, Glory pleaded. We'll be as fast as we can. We will. We tied up the bridge, so short of falling on us, we should be safe. You just be careful. It's a long trot out of there, Oilcan said in a smooth tone. I heard hooves trotting closer and sighed. So, is there a plan B? I asked, and there was a little filly gasp. Oh, you're awake, Scotch said softly. Nope, I'm talking in my sleep, I replied, then smiled. So, what's the plan? I'm not supposed to tell you. I tried to move my legs and fold them under my chin, but they were too sore and swollen. Scotch? Please. Glory and everyone made me promise not to tell. Tell me? They said you wouldn't like it. Tell me. But Miss Glory... Tell me, tell me, tell me! I grinned, and wondered if I was making her smile or freaking her out. All right. She was talking for hours on your broadcaster thingy. She contacted the Pegasi and the professor and that big hospital and even a bunch of the ponies in some faraway place. I think they were after some super Healy talisman, like they had in medical or something. Another regeneration talisman? Put it in me, disintegrate me, and then let me come back? It had potential. Of course, knowing my luck, I'd regenerate like this. Something inside me had been touched by the contamination, and now I didn't know what I was. I didn't feel like a pony. I didn't feel like anything that belonged in this world. I sighed as I settled back. I told her she could try anything. I didn't like it, but I couldn't deny her that. I just hoped that once I was dead, my friends could go find some way to move on. Oilcan gave me a memory orb for you. It's one of the captains. She said it's a good one? Scotch said from my side. I waited and then smiled. Scotch, if I can't see it, then I can't grab it with my magic. You're gonna have to hold it to my horn. Then I hesitated. Or am I really that scary? Now she hesitated, giving me my answer. I bowed my head. Sorry. It's your legs. They're all black and red and clumpy. Scotch swallowed. Glory said that your blood's getting all goobered up in there. She said we're probably going to have to... She swallowed again as her voice shook. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say. Thanks, Scotch, I said softly, and I stretched my horn towards her. Well, Thrush's memories should be interesting. Just hold it to my horn. Okay. But again she balked. Blackjack, are we bad ponies for what happened in 99? I wanted to reach out and touch her, but that'd probably just make things worse. You're not, Scotch. You're just a filly. You're not responsible for what happened in 99. And neither was your mama. Duct Tape wanted a family. She wanted to end the breeding queue and have an actual life on the surface. Blackjack? Is P21? She started, and I stretched out my hoof. Please let that be a hoof against her lips. Ask him, Scotch, I said softly. I had enough trouble without eating those rotten food chips. She sighed, and a moment later dropped the memory orb into my hooves. I did. He told me to drop it, but he was Mama's favorite. I don't think she ever had another buck on her queue, and he was over a lot, more than any male. The Overmare's bribe, I recalled. It was like that whole family thing Mama was going on about. She sniffled a little. I wish I knew for sure. Maybe then I'd know why he hates me. I could scream. She wanted to remember. She wasn't happy. But if I told her, then P21 would be pissed. If I didn't, then she would be sad. Was there any way out of this that didn't involve me fucking up? Let me talk to him. Okay? Please, please, please let me die before that conversation came up. Just tell me, Blackjack. I'm not a baby, she insisted. Right, I already tried that. It ended in tears, recrimination, and loads of Blackjack guilt. Let me talk to him, please. Why does every pony keep treating me like a filly? I stopped being one when Mama died. She trotted away, muttering sullenly under her breath. I wish ponies would stop trying to protect me all the time. She had a right to know. P21 had a right to keep his secrets. And it was making her sad. But it would make him mad. But... Memory orb, now. With luck, I'd wake up with some horrible monster raping my ass, or find out that they went through with Plan A after all. I rolled the memory orb in my hide till I tapped it against my horn and swirled away into the memory. Big Earth Pony. Red. Buck. Macintosh? I remembered his slow and careful walk, his restrained power and casual grace. He trotted through the Merrimere Air Station with an easy smile and saw it respectfully returned from the ponies stationed there. He walked up to an open door and peeked in on half the marauders clustered around a table. He might not have been, well, anything like me, really, but I really liked being in his memory. It felt comfortable. So, what do I roll to hit it? Again? Applesnack asked as he frowned at the funky-shaped dice. The yellow earth pony smiled and pointed at the piece of paper. Since you're using a heavy gun built into your suit, it's with your D8 agility skill plus your D12 steam armor skill. But you have one penalty for the train rolling towards the zebra encampment, so you drop one of those and one of those die sizes. Unless you want to spend a grit, then you can negate the penalty. There's got to be an easier way to kill zebras. The green buck groaned as he covered his face. Twist grinned across the table at him. Hey, you're the one who wanted to go after them. I was fine taking the bits, but no, Mr. Steam Ranger just had to go blowing things up. Applesnack snorted as he frowned back at her. Jetstream sighed from behind the folded piece of cardboard, shaking her head before looking up at Big Macintosh. Looking nice, Sarge. What's the occasion? Got a date with your mare friend? Yep. Taking her to billiards, he said with a nod. Nice. Didn't know you were a pool fan. Thought that was more of a unicorn thing, Twist said with a smile as she nudged a little pyramid-shaped die with her hoof. In front of her was a weird sheet of paper with a bunch of lines and boxes and numbers and things on it, including a drawing of a buffalo filly in one corner. Well, she spends most anything to take her mind off work. Guessing Twilight's got her tying her tail in knots out there in Splendid Valley. He looked towards the door. So if that's what it takes to keep her happy, that's what I'll do. Simple as that. Well, you see her, can you tell her boss to leave the magic with the MAS? Last thing we need is more mega spells bringing our enemies back to life. Applesnack snorted. I don't know what Fluttershy was thinking. She wants to save people, same as any decent pony should. Big Macintosh sat around the grass stalk between his lips. Applesnack snorted again, but bit some of the dice and tossed them away. They clattered across the table and came up ones. Ooh, botch. Echo winced. Roll your luck. Maybe you'll negate it. The green buck made another roll. The whole table sucked in their breath sympathetically. Ooh, critical botch, Echo said as the green buck groaned. Great. Knowing my luck, my armor will turn sentient and crazy, or I'll end up stuck in this stupid can for the rest of my life. Or both. The green buck turned back to Big Macintosh. Well, you go have fun. I need to find out if I can explode or not, he said as he nudged the dice. The cream-colored buzz-cut mane chuckled. Look at it this way. Maybe your gun will explode and kill you, and then you'll come back as a Steam Ranger Reverend. Wouldn't that be cool? Twist asked with a grin. Right. 'Cause that's just how any pony would want to spend the rest of their life. An undead pony trapped in a hunk of metal. He snorted as he glared at the incomprehensible sheet of paper in front of him. Hurry up and roll, Snack. Let's find out what happens to Steel Hooves. Then it's Smiling Jack's turn, Jetstream said with a nudge of her blue wing. Echo nodded as he flipped open one of the strange Wasteland book games. The Pegasus looked up at Big Macintosh as the Earth Pony began to turn the pages. Enjoy your date, Sarge. He nodded and walked away, followed by Apple Snack's plaintive cry. Big Macintosh just chuckled as he headed for the exit. A short subway ride later, he trotted towards the grand plaza surrounded by the 6 ministry buildings. Shadowbolt Tower loomed above all the rest, rising like a spire into the evening sky. As he approached the front doors, there was a brilliant purple flash ahead of him. The blue mare, in a simple, practical blue dress, appeared in front of him, and looked only slightly deceived. Maripony shook herself briskly, nudged her glasses back into place, then noticed Macintosh. At once she smiled and ran to him. Macintosh! She held him close and nuzzled his neck. Am I glad to see you? You wouldn't believe what a day I've had. She groaned and covered her face with a hoof. The entire ministry's crazy. He chuckled and put his leg around her shoulder, giving her a gentle and careful squeeze. Well, at least it was nice of Twilight to teleport you all the way here. Or was that your magic? Maripony blinked, flushed, and smiled. Oh, yeah. Twilight teleported me here. Told me I have to have some fun. In fact, she murmured, kissing him softly, she insisted on it. He flushed politely as he said, Well, I've got some decent fun in mind. You should like it. It involves lots of fancy mathematics. And then he paused. If you're interested in some not-so-decent kind... Now it was Maripony's turn to blush. We can do that later, she stammered. Please let this not turn into another marathon sex orb. I couldn't take another one of those. Not that sex with Rarity hadn't been spectacular, but damn, why was I thinking about this? I took in how happy she looked to be with him. I wondered if that was how I looked with Glory. The whole trip on this subway, Big Macintosh received a case-by-case analysis of just what was wrong with every pony in the Ministry of Arcane Sciences. Maripony complained about Luna's constant hooves-off approach to governing, leaving Twilight on her own to figure everything out. She complained about Fluttershy keeping her megaspell research secret until a disastrous field test required a battle to be fought twice. She mentioned how Goldenblood should have been keeping her in the loop, and the meetings, a meeting to plan meetings. Endless talk about projects and programs and spells. I thought I was going to be able to create a whole new magic. I thought that I'd be able to be part of something greater. Instead, my whole day seems to be sitting in meetings so that every pony else can talk around me.